So for this lesson, you're going to need your iPad or iPhone, something to scribble with, scrap paper or notebook, and a junk drawer. I'm pretty sure every house has a junk drawer. Maybe it's a bin or a box, but you know, it's that place where all the random stuff collects. Nobody plans to have a junk drawer, they just kind of happen, right? I've only lived in this house for 2 years and we've already got one. Check it out. You might be thinking, why is my English teacher going on about his junk drawer? Shouldn't he be helping me develop my cognitive skills? You know, cognitive, having to do with thinking processes. What's that word mean again? Maybe you should pause the video and write down the definition. I'll wait. So what does a junk drawer have to do with cognition, with thinking processes? Here's the thing. My theory is that a junk drawer is actually a collection of avoidances. Every object in this pile represents a time when somebody avoided making a decision. Like, what is this? Where should I put it? And so that's why it ends up in the miscellaneous drawer, in the junk drawer. Ow. Oh. That's really pointy. On the bright side, every item in this pile also represents an opportunity for us to use our cognitive skills. What's that word mean again? Cognitive? Say it with me. Cognitive. Having to do with thinking processes. Thinking processes. That's pretty abstract. Hard to pin down. But we have the tools. Remember, in that last video, we were talking about pedagogy. I was trying to get you to understand that to really learn something, to get it and keep it, you've got to break it into small chunks, you need spaced repetition, and you need visual spatial aids. Well, let's apply that method to this idea, cognition. Let's break cognition down into manageable chunks and then create a visual aid to help us retain it. Okay, let's break down thought processes. One is to identify things, to answer the question, what is highlighter, soy sauce. These are those things for writing on cakes. Another is to group things, to answer questions like, what kind is it? What's it like? We could put bread bag thingies in a pile. Got a lot of bread bag thingies. Another thought process is to apply a rule to something new, to say, can I get there from here? I could apply this tin's holding ability to hold all of these bread bag thingies. Another thought process is to analyze, to break something down, to say, what's it made of? And then there's judging, to say, do I like this or not, is another thought process. Do I like these kitchen shears? Yeah, 4 out of 5 stars, would buy again. And finally, there's creating, answering questions like, can I make my own? Can I improve on this? I just invented a tape rewinder. Now, of course, this is just a short list of cognitive skills. There's a zillion other ways to think about things, like comparison, contrast, using deduction like Sherlock Holmes, but let's remember to keep things simple, right? Small chunks. Tell me again, what's cognitive mean? Good. And what's pedagogy? And remind me, what are 3 basic techniques for pedagogy? Right. Small chunks, spaced repetition, and visual spatial aids. Actually, we've been creating a visual aid here with these stairs. What I want you to do is pause the video for a second and copy down this diagram. I'll wait. Okay, We're going to actually analyze this diagram in a minute, but first I want you to come do something with me real quick. Find the junk drawer in your house. Maybe it's not a drawer, maybe it's a bin or a jar or a can or a box or a pouch in your backpack. Whatever it is, find it, sort through it for a few minutes, and try to group all the stuff. My cat likes to eat rubber bands. Hey, take a few minutes to sort through all the stuff in your junk drawer. Try to put it in groups. Then use your iPad to take a picture of your groups. So you can pause the video while you work on that. I'm going to work on mine too. Okay, check it out. I've got all my groups labeled. What I want you to do is write down a list of your group's names in your notebook and take a picture of that page. Great. I bet you're surprised at how much thought and how many different levels of thought you had to put into something as simple as organizing a drawer full of junk. But why are all those cognitive tasks organized in that particular order? Good question. Well, remembering has to come first. It's like the base of a pyramid. You can't apply or analyze or judge anything else if you can't call up the facts first. You can't use a word in a sentence if you don't know what that word means. So knowing what something is, identifying, remembering, has to be the first step. So let's remember. What's cognitive mean again? Good. So according to the theory of Benjamin Bloom and a bunch of other teachers in the 1950s, these cognitive skills go in this order because they build on each other. Each one incorporates the one before it. Each level adds new tools and input. Remembering is easy because you only need memory, but to understand, you need memory and context. To apply, you need memory, context, and procedure. To analyze, you need memory, context, procedure, and diagnostics. To judge, you need memory, context, procedure, diagnostics, and criteria. And to create, you need memory, context, procedure, diagnostics, criteria, and aesthetics. I mean, think about that. The reason that artistic creation is so difficult is because mentally, you're basically juggling 6 balls in the air at the same time. Okay, so the goal of this lesson is that you understand cognitive skills and how they interrelate. But you might not have understood that last part of the lesson because you might not know the definition to the words diagnostics, criteria, and aesthetics. So, here's your homework assignment. You know that picture you took of your groups of things from the junk drawer? And the other picture you took, your list of group names? You're going to work with these. I want you to look up the definitions of diagnostic, criteria, and aesthetics. Then, I want you to apply those words to your groups of junk. Answer me these questions 3. What diagnostics defined your groups? Do you like the groupings you came up with? What criteria makes you say that? Do junk drawers have their own aesthetic? Explain. Write your answers to these questions in an email, attach your 2 pictures, and send it all to me. I'll see you in class.